Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 14 Grand Finals. This is Game 2. Hollywood did not win the first game. Usually you start by saying the winner, but I decided to go around it. Crusader Knights took Game 1. Instant ban of Leshrac. I really can't blame you. It felt like that was the worst Leshrac in the world and he still just rolled. I don't know, I'm starting to feel like,
It
at
was
least
broken.
in an LD2L scenario, just 100% ban on,
I
like,
always,
Flash, I think.
I always say like when a hero's broken, it doesn't mean that there are literally no counters to it in the game. It means that you can counter it and they'll still stomp.
And I think that's basically what happened with the last shot game. We got the first pick Marana here. No surprise there on the Hollywood lineup. They're going to take the OD for themselves this time. Very early OD pick. I'm going to assume that's a flex, but I got to be honest, I really don't think they should be sending this guy mid. Like, it might be a flex. I don't think it should be. Maybe 3. Like, OD3, maybe that can work, but they really should not be thinking about sending OD mid this game, I don't think. It's just not strategically what you want to do. If you're going to win, if you're Thug Wood, you're going to win, the bush has to be a win condition for you. If he's, like, not on the map at all, if he can't do anything for your game, then you don't have a game.
I think
Jackie
OD
Chan's
can be a
good,
win
but
condition. You just have to not do the cheesy
Not
meteor hammer build.
not from this early. Certainly not from this early. Yeah, Tiny comes out immediately puts an end to that hope.
Yeah, I honestly feel like they should have still done their tiny bans. I felt like that Leshrac was actually, you could definitely deal with the Leshrac. They just like, yeah. Like
I know. I think Leshrac has lost a grand total of 1 game in this season so far. I think Leshrac has lost a grand total of 1 game, and he's like, yeah, a grand total of 1 game, and I think he's at this point become the most picked mid. He got super countered out in the last game, and he still was like top net worth. He was still killing towers. He was still being useful, having a major impact on the game. And in fairness, part of that was it did feel like the AA felt flat, and that was like the biggest answer that they had to him strategically. But like that was an awful Leshrac game, and he still did really good. So I don't know. I think you banned the Lesh. I think it's probably easier to deal with the Tiny than it is the Lesh, to be honest with you. Certainly has a far worse win rate in this league, that much I can tell you.
10 seconds remaining.
Lesh has 1 loss. I don't think Tiny has a positive win rate. If it does, it's just from this team alone, and just barely.
Alright.
But the problem is we never got a ticket, so it's a lot harder to track those stats.
Yeah, that's true. The final game of the season, maybe, and we still don't have one.
Yep. Hopefully we get a new one by Season 15.
Yeah, it's Season 15. We'll get the Season 14 ticket. There
Awesome.
we go. Very cool.
Lich.
Okay.
I don't like the Lich Marana lineup. I don't know. I really feel like Thugwood always drafts like these support heroes that are like 2 backliners that cast spells, and if you go on them, they're gonna die.
I mean, problem is if you get like frontliner type supports against this lineup, you got frontliner type supports that are gonna be walking into Undying Marcy. You can't do anything there. Like you can't have like a Fortitan, or you can't have like an ET, you can't have like an Earthshaker against Undying. He's just gonna completely nullify all the advantage you get out of that and leave you with nothing but downside. Here's a Fat Man. Speaking of heroes with a ridiculous win rate in this league. Out comes the Slark for Jackie Chan.
Jackie Slark, yep.
I don't like it here. I'm just gonna straight out say it already. I know we don't even have a 5th hero yet. I don't like that. I don't like Slark into the Pudge. Ever. We've seen Slark, last time we saw Slark into Pudge, Slark ulted and Pudge Rot was still doing more damage to him than the heal was actually doing. Like, I don't like Slark into the Pudge, I don't like Slark into the Tiny, and I don't like him into the Marcy, and I don't even really like him into the Undying. I understand that Slark is a major comfort pick for Jackie. I would say it's probably his best hero. But, I mean, this is a god awful Slark game. This is really not looking good already.
Radiant team ban.
I also have an OD in kind of a questionable spot here as well. Like, I don't know what this OD does besides get avalanched and die.
Maybe like if he doesn't get gone on, he can save people from tiny combos, save people from Pudge, and Marcy, I guess.
But the problem is that so far, there's nothing that's going to stop him from being gone on if he's a problem. And if he's gone on, he dies instantly. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the Thug Wood lineup in the last game needed some creative execution, but I thought if you executed it right, could have been a good draft. This is going to hurt. I really don't think this is one for the record books here.
10 seconds remaining.
Which means they'll win with a
Yeah, which
50K
means they'll
penalty.
win, yeah. At the very least, the Drow band's a really good idea. I do like some of their bands to support this, like getting rid of the
Radiant team ban.
getting rid of the Brood Mother was probably not a bad idea. Gave them the Pudge, but what are you gonna do? Getting rid of the Neeks. I don't understand what the obsession is with the Neeks in this game. It's very odd. Gets banned both times, I think by different teams actually.
10 seconds remaining.
They're assuming that it's going to be an OD mid this game.
5
That's a...
seconds
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a great assumption. I mean, it better not be true. Let's just say it like that. It better not be true. This better not be OD mid, or it's really hard to see how Thugwood wins this game. I guess if it is OD mid, then it gives them at least the opportunity to get one frontliner, but you're still going to have the massive damage gap, especially if you write Slark off, and I think it kind of can, to be honest with you.
So you're gonna Kai here unless it's Kai Pudge.
5
Could be.
seconds remaining.
Okay, so Ray, if you're picking for the Bushmid, if we're assuming last pick is the Bushmid, what do you pick? I guess wait until Kai's pick if you prefer.
So it's a tiny mid offlane Pudge with the Marcy. I mean, I think this is a mid OD for Thugwood, right? So they're looking for an offlaner.
I'm assuming. I mean, like I said, it better not be mid OD. Okay, it
Yeah.
certainly as hell better not be mid OD now. It went from if this is a mid OD, it's really bad, to if this is a mid OD, I don't think they can win. Like, I don't think there's any hope. That is such a awful game for OD to play.
10 seconds remaining.
Actually, a really good pick.
Yeah, this
5
feels
seconds
good.
remaining.
I don't see what they really do against it.
Void or Ember Spirit. I think if we're assuming it's OD3, I think Void and Ember Spirit is like the only two real credible options at this point. Like maybe a Quap if it's like a baller Quap, but like I think you need the mobility and I think you need a 3 with some amount of tank to them. Somebody who's going to be able to stand up to at least some degree to this lineup and deal with the illusions to at least some degree. Those illusions are actually going to be really killer. They're going to eat the Lich ult. They're going to mitigate, like they're going to make arrows impossible. That's one person OD can't do the funny bag of tricks on. And Slark is just not going to have any fun. I don't know. This looks really, 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 really tough for Thugwood.
Well, I think if you're if I were Thugwood here, how would I play this? I don't know. I think Ember Spirit is decent. I think problem is you can't really pick Puck, right? Because Tiny just destroys Puck.
Yeah.
And there's not that many heroes that deal well with the PL. I think Pudge is actually, ironically, one of the few heroes that deal well with it, but it's already picked.
Yeah, I was
So-
going to say, unfortunately, he will not be here to assist.
Yeah, and you can't.
And
do
we're
the
going to
same
go
thing.
for the Pit Lord. We're going to send the OD mid, go for the
recommend.
Pit Lord. Hey, the good news is I really like PL. Like, I really like Underlord into PL. I think Underlord countering PL, I think it's like one of the harshest
what
counters
is
in the
this? Yeah.
entire game. The downside is DeBush is going to be totally useless this game. Not his fault, but like, oh my god, you cannot like. I don't think you can run DeBush OD ever on a lineup like this. I think you have to have more of a scaling mid to give Thugwood a fighting chance. But like,
I don't think I like the Underlord pick. I think it's like it's just very difficult to play. I think you need something that can chase down the Ember Spirit, sorry, the Phantom Lancer, and make his life really miserable. Or you need like a hard lockdown with a jump, so you can jump the PL before he gets illusions out and just kill him full to zero. If you don't have one or the other, and Underlord doesn't give you either, it's like what? When this
I mean,
PL gets farm, how do you kill him?
The upside is that even when PL gets farm, Pit Lord cuts out like 70% of his damage. That 35% damage cut to illusions, it sucks so hard for PL. I've seen good PLs in games at like 6k damage against Pit Lord. The problem is that while you have completely inerted the PL damage output, you have done nothing to the tinier pudge outputs, and those are just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah, I honestly don't really see how Thugwood can win this game. I think
They don't have a victory condition.
It looks very difficult because like their victory conditions what Jackie Chen gets massively jacked and then they just run over the other team before PL gets items. I don't buy that as a
Not as Slark
Right.
against Pudge, as Slark against Tiny. No, that's not happening.
Yeah. I think they need to like win their lanes really hard and snowball maybe, but it looks difficult for sure. But it's never impossible, right, guys?
I mean, yeah, you might.
Yeah, we can get a game
London's internet might completely cut, so we might get a game 3. I think that's basically. I don't know. I hate to say it. I think that's kind of it.
All right, Kai.
Hey, wait. Before we start talking about that,
Prepare
there's something else that we have to mention here. Once again, because we are properly sponsored this time. So I do want to reiterate. Mage Tournament 3 going up December 17th. December 17th, January 6th is our start date. $5 per ticket. 3 of those $5 going to be helping out in Somalia. Like I said, we're currently vetting charities, but we have decidedly, decidedly gone for the Somalia aspect here, right? We're definitely going to be sending the money that way because those are some guys who really need some help right now, I think. Mage Tournament 3, like I said, opens December 7th, starts January 6th.
30 seconds to battle.
You said GL, right in game chat. I think there's going to be some good luck needed. Like I said, if you had some poor experiences in Mage Tournament 2, keep in mind that I will be him seeing a large part this time. Play some Dota, have some fun, go to a nice cause, and might also be looking at a cash prize depending on how many tickets we get, so
The battle begins.
don't miss out on Mage 3.
2 for 2 runes.
Yep, nothing interesting happening with the runes here. Man, Pudge Marcy lane. Ugh, poor
And they have a
Slark.
ward here too. So they can kind of dig under the tower for Jackie if they want to.
Roxy's returned to his normal pos 5 position here. I think it's not a bad idea in this particular lineup. Jackie is going to need as much help as humanly possible. I do think there was sort of an atypical performance for Roxy Roro. I don't know, Ray, because you're relatively new here. You're. Oh, that's nice. What happened to him? Where'd he go?
He left. He said he had dinner plans. Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, awesome. All right, goodbye, Ray Bebe. Thanks for saying that out loud. Thanksgiving dinner on. Okay.
No, he didn't actually say Thanksgiving dinner. That part was a joke.
Yeah, that's a really deep inside reference if you know our past and means nothing to you in any other case. Well, that means you're going to have to keep track of chat now, buddy boy. I can't have the game hang every 3 seconds. Yeah. I mean, he did not want to see his homeboy go down. Which, I mean, I gotta be honest, I do kind of feel like is almost inevitable here. I don't know. I
Really
really.
tempting trade here.
What'd you say, Randy?
I said you're tempting fate.
I am
by saying
tempting
it so
fate.
much.
I mean, hey, if I'm saying it a lot and it goes wrong, and Thugwood does bring it out,
You're good at game 3.
then we go to game 3, and hey, it's like a big inspiring comeback kid moment. You know, not only are you the underdog, you're the underdog. You came back in the world's worst looking game. Shoutouts to the Centaur for stunning the wave. Pull here just gets completely denied by the Marcy, but that might be first blood. First blood for
First
Jackie
blood.
Chan. That's very good.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Okay, interesting courier micro.
Jumpman's courier just died with quite a lot on it, actually. That was both a completed one and a completed
It's
bracer.
like walking up here. I'm not sure what happened there. to be
Maybe
honest.
accidentally selected
Real.
courier instead of himself there.
Essentially.
Yeah, because that's where he's like playing right now, so that would make sense. People are playing this lane very aggressively. No surprises here. He has to. Okay, Vex is
Vex is
randomly gonna
dead.
die. That's a very good start.
They're getting these pounces off. It's pretty good.
Yep. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you know, the ever since Jackie moved here, right? The highest MMR safe lane in the entire league this season is Kai and Bliss. But in second place now is Jackie Chin, Roxy, Ro. So it is two good safe laners that you're talking about here.
Which-
And Jackie Chin's going to pause the game. We're going to take a second. Bliss is going to send some question marks here. And going to get
Huh?
tipped. Why is Bliss getting tipped?
for questioning the pause, I guess.
Sorry.
GG my 5 toxic. Uh,
Kai, Manoa, you're the only person I've ever seen who considers Odie to be good against PL.
he said it was bad against PL. He says it's good against everything except PL.
Oh, never mind. I must have read that. And good for Marcy. He's not good for Tiny unless he gets like super drops. They don't have enough damage to actually kill the Tiny out of a single ball. That's the biggest problem. Like, in a game where Odie is not going to be like a super win condition for you, then yeah, it's great. The problem is that here you have the problem where like Tiny can just kind of kill you in one combo, and the reverse is not really true. Unless OD like super balls personally, which I mean is not realistically going to here. And he is horrific into Pudge. I mean, he can save into Pudge, that's great, but like if he gets hooked, he's just dead. Like no two ways about it. If he personally gets hooked, either he dies or he misses half the fight and then dies. Like that's the two options. The good news is Undying's gonna die.
Another strong start for Thugwood.
Strong
Less
start
strong
for the
than last game
kills,
because,
but yeah.
Their cores are forming.
And most importantly, not only are the cores farming, okay, another kill on Dusty here. Cores are farming, and perhaps more importantly than that, the cores that are farming are the cores that it's really, really important for them to get like the big farm on. Like if PL runs away in this game, it's gonna really suck. It's gonna be really hard to get around the Pit Lord as PL here, but it is possible. Especially if you just find ways to make sure he can't really like engage at all. He'll starts running away. They really don't have anything to do. They can make him do no damage, but they can't kill him ever.
Running at Vex, they're gonna kill Vex.
Playing this safe lane as aggressively as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean, you
Very
have a
good.
Lich Slurk, right? Like, you put the Frost Shield on him, and then you pounce someone, and whoever gets bounced is going to die.
And it's a very big goal here. Like, if Pudge gets scary this game, there is literally no way they win this. Like, literally, there's just if Pudge doesn't go 2-0 in lane, right? Or like potentially just gets worse. If this lane does not go monstrously bad for him, there is just no win condition. Rotation here. Lich goes to mid, takes out the London, which is good.
Strong start, but I think they need to kill Kai at some point.
They need to kill Kai, and they need to get at least one more on Tiny, I think.
Courier has been killed.
This is the problem. I mean, it's like, if all three of these cores don't have a horrible game, it's so hard for Thugwood to get anything done. Because the damage gap is going to be huge. Honestly, even if all three of these cores do have like a really bad lane, if they can hold on, it's still going to be a gigantic damage gap. RC coming in here for OD,
Dusty, man.
throws him the wrong way, and so this is over.
Unfortunate. What can you do?
Also, there's a DD there on the OD. Fortunate timing, he has rushed the hell out of Meteor Hammer. It's already gotten it, in fact.
Okay, Lich is here. The Avalanche will dissuade them.
Yeah, you kind of see what I was talking about there. Like, that was as good of a situation as possible for OD here, at least in the early, as far as getting a kill on Tiny. You get the ball, you get the Meteor Hammer, Lich is here, drops the Frost Armor, and London is still so high health that they can't even kill him if they use the Sinister Gaze for that. And I don't even know if the Sinister Gaze is leveled right. It is. It's level 1. They can't even do that. Jumpman, wisely here. Going on. I don't know why Jumpman has a Fiend's Gate already. I don't think I would have leveled it at this point. Like, there's just not realistically going to be something for him to have to worry about at this point in the game. Because the safe lane's fine, and I mean, what happens mid almost doesn't matter anyway.
Lich gonna...
Yep, stun out on Bliss. Very awkward spot. Doesn't have enough mana to drop Tombstone. Does now. Not like it really matters that much. This is definitely a good play on Bliss, even if he is risking his neck out here, because, like, on one hand, it does suck if he goes down, and it is going to leave PL in a pretty precarious spot. But on the other hand, okay, London just going to die again. Actually had a rotation out to mid. Gets tipped. The rotation out to mid, he actually still died somehow. Fantastic stuff.
He was pretty low from before.
Yeah.
And,
That's
mirror
yeah,
with
he's
elbow.
got his Sev. Just, I guess elected not to use it. That's what I was starting to say though. If Bliss goes down, but PL just got like a minute of farming where he didn't have to worry about the stupid Pit Lord passive, then that's great. Like, you can see it here. Look how long it's taken these illusions to kill, like, individual creeps with the Pit Lord passive. It really puts a damper on them. Like,
Fiend's Gate. Back to
Radiant's top
base.
tower is under attack.
yep. Can take the Pit Lord Express right back out. There's one nice thing about the Pit Lord Express. It's very convenient for doing something like this. Just take a trip back home. Take a trip to, like, the secret shop if you're thinking the courier can't hack it.
Lich is here. He's
Gonna-
going to...
Gonna take a big stand in the Ward Wars here. Got a good safe hook there, but it really did not matter in the end. The raindrops were...
Damage from the Meteor Hammer
Radiant's middle
killed him.
tower is under attack.
Jackie. Oh,
That
Purge is
was
off to dismember.
unfortunately time dismember.
He is
But,
dead,
he is-
however.
He's in
he's
the
not dead.
rut.
Get him! Oh, that's so sad.
Pudge lives with
20
like 10
HP.
HP. Vanguard
Oh,
there.
the
Vex
question
gives a
mark.
question mark.
That is a spicy question mark.
And that is a spicy kill for this offlane here. That's a really big objective for Vex and Dusty at this point. Just
Bliss is
finally
dead.
got,
What's that?
yep, finally got Pudge a fat stack. Showing off the Vanguard there. Showing off how hard this match is going to be for the Slark in general, I think.
Peter Hammer on London, he's dead again.
3 people in this lane here. Solo kill.
Where that came from.
After what happened last game, I don't know why London does not expect this at this point. Like, I guess the problem is that right now you really can't abandon ship on these. No, I think you really just. I think at this point, honest to God, you just dump the safe lane, just get Kai somewhere else, and let Bliss go help with that. Because like, this lane sucks for PL to be. Anywhere else but here would be better for him. I guess right now it's pretty good because there's nobody here, but.
Is under attack.
It's actually going pretty well for him. Like he's almost 70 CS, 12 minutes.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
imagine how good his CS would be if he wasn't with somebody who was making his illusions do 2 damage per auto attack.
Hidden.
That's pretty close to. It's not quite perfect efficiency, but it's somewhat close to it. So, if the lane is going well despite the pit lord, then like I guess you don't want to send him somewhere else where he could do well, and he could
Middle tower is under
also,
attack.
you know, something bad could happen.
Undying
Speaking
cut
of
out there.
something
Solo
bad
kill.
Tower
There you
is
go.
under attack.
The Bush playing it very well this game, and as early as he possibly can. This is like, I don't know about the Midas, so I don't think that's going to be that helpful for him here. But early game is when this OD really needs to shine, because this is going to be the point in the game where his damage is going to be really decisive for them.
Dire's top tower is under
And where the enemy team isn't going to be doing enough damage to just kill him outright every time he shows his face. Like, 10 minutes from now, maybe even like 8, moves like that are going to be more or less impossible for him. He's going to have to play a much more conservative game. So taking the advantage while he still can, very big for him here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Only downside, PL has 82 last hits.
Yeah.
Upside is that the OD
Well,
actually
it's
still has the...
Getting gone on
more
pretty
advantage.
strongly here.
Yeah, everybody in the
That-
world.
Radiant's
Okay, good.
bottom
Very
tower
good.
is under attack.
That's a very big kill, yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It delays his diffy a little bit because he has it on courier there, I believe. Yeah, he did. So it didn't delay his diffu, it delays his next item. So that actually wasn't too bad because he had just bought diffu. If he had died before diffu, it would have been a lot worse. But
Dire's top tower is under attack.
there you go, farm bottom.
Tower going down here.
Dire's top tower has
Dire top T1, first tower on the server to fall down. Violating sacred LD2L tradition that mandates it should always be Radiant bot T1.
Bathe in mystic light.
PL has decided he no longer wants anything to do with that top jungle and has decided to go for the enemies, except, whoops, now all 5 of them are
Radiant's
here.
under attack.
You're doing a good job hounding the hell out of Kai now. Like, the past 3 or 4 minutes, he has not been alone for a second, it feels like.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, on the other hand, Jackie Chen has had plenty of time space. Everything's going for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And the downside is well, Thug Wood right now has a higher net worth lead than they had at any point in the first game, it feels like. It is going to be kind of difficult, I think, for them, A, to exercise that much of it as the game goes on, and B, to maintain that lead, because they just... I mean, OD, super nice, thank you, Hollywood. OD kind of sucks at farming. Slark's okay at it, but he's definitely not in the top 10. He's no PL. Pitlord is the best farmer they got. That he's a pos 3 who has nothing to do this game except make PL crappy. Like, that's the only upside he has here at all.
Yeah,
Supports are
right
gonna go
here.
for him now.
They do no damage. Oh, Debush is here.
Undying is going to have a much more ironic name now. And the good news is for Thugwood is that they did just get Undying. That's great. The bad news is they pulled 4 people to this lane to do that. So I think if you're Bliss, you're okay with that. Tiny free farming, PL free farming. Jackie Chin's actually moved to mid. Bit interesting. Opting to go for BKB first here, which is going to be super important for him. There's like no way he exists this game without a... Well, it's not first because he got Maelstrom, but there's no way he exists this game without a really early BKB, which is what he's going for here. They're going to try and come in from the back.
Interesting. Debush.
I'm going to put Pudge in jail. That's all they got. Kill the Tombstone, be done with it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So they said they're tier 1 here.
Double damage.
What indeed he's anticipating a fight.
Got the Moonlight Shadow out right now, so it's going to make that a lot trickier. Hook goes out, gets absolutely
there.
nothing. One man Lich ult on the pause
you-
5, which kind of sucks.
He expected it to bounce to London, so it's not really his fault.
Yeah, it's true.
Or the London was just like a little bit out of range.
It's very interesting how this game is 14-1, and yet the net worth advantage is only like 6 grand.
60 is pretty big for this point in the game. Should be like 2K right now.
On one hand, 6K is quite big at this point, but on the other hand, you know, 2K that is wrapped up in Midas. Vex gonna get caught doing an ancient stack here.
Jackie gonna get killed here with the one tiny combo.
Yep, Vex going down in the jungle, losing a stack too, which kind of sucks. But then on the other hand, we just saw PL pull ahead of the Underlord, so...
Jackie needs this BKB to make plays like that, I think, because he wants to man fight the PL.
Radiant's top
But then,
tower
like,
is under attack.
The tiny comes up and literally he's dead within one combo.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a problem for this entire core lineup this game, I think. Like, once these guys start fighting and stop playing 5 different games of Dota, it's going to be so hard to get anything of substance done. Radiant T1 going down.
Radiant's middle tower has
First
fallen.
Dire Tower accomplished. 18 minutes. Tier 2 jungle items, including the always popular Eye of the Vizier.
Scanning.
Dusty opting not to take the bounty rune there. Bliss insisted that he takes it. Tiny gonna get Echo Saber here, which is really just gonna exacerbate the combo a little bit more. That's gonna not do that much if we're talking about Pitler being around. Got a Moonlight Shadow here. Everyone kind of smells trouble though, and is just trying to get into a defensive position as soon as possible.
Dusty's in danger, however.
Yep, they're gonna take out the Marcy, but again, considering the opportunity cost that they lost in doing so, that doesn't really mean that much. And I mean, you just took out a Marcy in a game where she has 2K of net worth. Like, that really doesn't mean anything.
That's better than nothing.
It's true.
Better than poking the eye with a sharp stick.
It is better than accomplishing literally nothing, but not like that much, especially with PL now moving to 2nd place net worth. Pudge at this
And it's a
point
PL,
is...
right? Like,
yep.
Slurk is a hero that's supposed to farm off of kills, and he's not really getting them at enough of a pace to pace the PL farming creeps. Going on to Bush. This could be pretty big, actually. Oh, the blink.
Yep. Now everybody's in the Pit Lord pit.
Oh, this ult.
Big ult there. The Lich ult just getting a lot done, but again, they just can't find much off of it.
And they get the supports.
But again, nothing more.
Is under attack.
18 kills this game on the part of Thugwood,
Tower is under attack.
and of them, 5 of them on Marcy, 6 of them on Undying. Over half their kills this game are on just the support line.
It's here. Looking for something.
We slip into shadow.
Kai is here. They're super looking for something.
Yep, they ain't getting anything for this. Everybody on Thugwood just right-click that fountain. They are getting the hell out of town. They do not want to take an actual fight at this point, which is probably not a bad idea.
Who did that coin?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's get in that book. Let's get in that smoke.
All the consumable items. Jackie in it. Take
Pudge-
a look.
Pudge-
Tiny, but
Punch about 1.5k shy of eggs. Okay.
I think Shiro's
Yo.
up here looking in the direction of London.
PL is going on to Bush.
He is going on to Bush.
A lot
the
of people
blink.
here for it. Instead of getting to Bush, they're gonna get Jumpman. That troll comes out, but I mean PL just immediately says no to that. Double kill comes out. Unfortunately, Bliss gets both of those kills, but what are you gonna do?
Okay, London.
London just turns away a push there at top. London could not decide whether or not he wanted to continue going for Slark, and so the answer, even though he ultimately decided he wanted it,
Vex
is no.
is in a really good spot right now.
Okay, maybe he's gonna get it after all. Okay, we have the Slark ult and BKB, so he's gonna be okay.
I think the BKB was strictly necessary, but
9-second BKB just used there as well, yeah. Just a little unfortunate.
Tower is under
super good positioning from Vex there.
Well, this game started out looking quite good for Debush to 911. It does not, like, it feels like they've kind of, yeah, Debush to 911, yeah.
Sold these
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get the revenge kill on Bliss here, which
like
is
10
gonna,
years ago.
help, because Bliss did get all the kills in the last fight, so there's a little bit more of a money transfer there than would otherwise be the case.
London is here. If they spot him, they do spot him. Jackie.
Yeah, it just cannot be this far. I feel like if there's been one consistent thing you can say about London this game, is he's just been kind of continually out of position. Feels like there's just so many times it's like all 5 enemy heroes are around, or at least enough to kill him, and he says, it's gonna be okay. Or it's like, you know, he's just,
top tower.
there's somebody kind of threatening, and he's around at like half HP, and he says, that's probably fine. And it isn't. There's gonna be one thing that costs him this game, is that there's a lot of advantages for this team at this point, even when they're down 20-5. There's a lot of potential advantages to be found in this game, but not if London keeps doing that. You know, 5 melee creeps are gonna win if you position yourself in that way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Marcy going BKB here. Marcy very ambitious with that BKB purchase, the lowest net worth in the entire game right now. 3-man smoke here on the Crusader Knights, so there's not really anything they are going to get by doing this except vision up.
Or
And vision does
yeah.
come up. Yeah, pulled some delegates from Thugwood out into an open fight here. Or she just tanked the hell out of an arrow and just guaranteed the death of Jumpman. That was really good on her, actually. Okay, what's Jackie doing? He kind of realizes here, wait a minute, I can't actually do this. Kills the tombstone, says, that's good. Crusader Knights really don't have a great way to chase the Slark disengage, so now the fun is over.
Kai's really ahead right now. This is a little scary.
And again, one major thing to remember with the OD is that, you know, while he is second place by a pretty close margin, a lot of that money is tied up in the Midas, which is not in itself an item worth its net worth, basically. So
Gives him attack speed.
gives him attack speed, but not enough to say that that's like, you know, 2,000 gold worth, you know. And 9 weeks of the arcs. Finally.
Actually,
Pillar got
rebought arcane boots because he disassembled them in the locket.
Pillar's going for the exact same build as he did last game. The pipe into Wraithpact into Shivas. I don't think it's got as much upside here as it did last time. It's like, I feel like the damage gap is bigger and the amount of things that can stop is smaller. Gonna give their protest to the Pit Lord without dust on the Undying. There's really nothing more they can do than that. Dragon Chen almost finished with his Zags, which is gonna make him almost impossible to kill for a while, but... Well, no, it's gonna make him require Tiny to be around and not dead to die, basically.
Glyph to save the catapult here. It's a funny little play. It died anyway, said.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Quickening Charm dropped here.
You hook on the jump in. You're running down.
That was their most major way to stop these guys from pushing this out here, which kind of sucks.
Actually, TPing into
Well
a fight
timed,
up here
yeah.
because London's gone on. Oh, kill him!
Poor Dusty.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They didn't kill London. This is
Not-
really bad.
Not only did London survive, he's got quite a bit left in the tank.
Oh boy, that's
Godlike streak into Dekai. Uh-oh. Net worth lead is shrank to sub 1k. Uh-oh. PL has almost finished Heart. Uh-oh.
you know, it's life, I guess.
Pudge finished Dags.
It's a pretty definitive
Now
turning point there.
Now very close to blank.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ags finished on the Tiny, which is a major part of that fight, so, you know, not exactly news, but...
Radiant's
Ags
top
finished
tower
out on the
is under
Tiny. Dire T1 takes a dive there to pretty much just PL illusions and creeps. And it feels like that damage gap is already wide and just going to get wider. OD looking for a sheep stick here, which is going to mitigate that to a degree, both by literally giving him damage, giving him more mana for the Sanity's Eclipse differential.
And also making PL killable.
Well, if they get the drop on him. There's 9 million PL illusions, he's still not really terribly killable with the sheep stick. And I don't know if he's really that killable anyway, 'cause he
Aye.
finished his heart.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Plenty of heroes here. Oh, London!
The Tiny as well.
What an avalanche. Is that
But it actually doesn't matter. With only the Tiny there, they can't actually make the save.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah, it's definitely a big sign for Kai. It's time to not play solo anymore, because even though it takes 5 heroes to kill him, 5 heroes can still do that job.
And they get a Roche.
Are gonna get scouted out for this, but not fast enough to stop the Roche from going down. So they can respond to it in any significant way. Jackie Chan gonna take it.
Thugwood's first Roche of the day, I believe.
Yes. I think if there was any enlightening factor from that last encounter, it's like Kai needs somebody from the 3 and under club to be somewhere really close to him at basically all times. He needs either the Pudge, Undying, or the Marcy around, or else they can just smoke 5 on top of his head and get a pretty much guaranteed kill.
Yeah,
Sheepstick
And
coming
they've
out on
certainly-
OD.
showing they're pretty proactive about doing that.
Kai is going to
Kai's
stick with the
gonna-
team this time.
Yep.
But unfortunately, everybody on Thugwood is running away from him way faster than they can chase, so...
Jumpman's here. Gonna get gone on.
And they're just going to drop random things on his head.
He's very dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
See, that's how you kill a pause 3. All they use for that is just remember that's going to be like a minute.
Yep.
They did use Tombstone, which... Did he take the... Yeah, he got memed by the decay damage right there, so it was going to be longer for the Tombstone, but still not that long.
Radiant's bottom tower
And without the
is
Pit
under
Lord,
attack.
you know, that's like their best way to D-push here, so... They actually have to bring everybody here.
Roche is gonna hex the PL.
But,
Jackie,
gonna
where's
die
the damage
in
coming
mere
from?
moments.
My god.
They think
The Tiny combo plus the PL illusions plus Sidekick was being used there
Oh,
as
get the
well.
dismember. He's dead.
And yeah, instant double death on Jackie Chan. Everybody's dead.
Oh boy.
Oh, also the tiny tree barrage. What was I thinking? Well, that looks like the game. That was their Aegis fight. That was their Aegis fight, and I don't mean for Crusader Knights.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're gonna glyph. At this point, that's a mere act of protest. PL illusions just eat that thing.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
First set of
Radiant's
racks,
bottom
33
barracks
minutes.
has fallen.
For the team that started this game like 20-1, they took the first racks and have a 10k net worth advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Kai is just a dangerous player.
Radiant's middle tower.
I mean, one big thing
Radiant's
is
middle tower has fallen.
the tree spam by London. Also, they're just finding it
Yeah.
incredibly hard to stand up to that. Also,
I mean,
just
like,
the Undying's
It's like
existence.
First life just vaporize.
I mean, you also got the Pudge there that does about 15 quintillion damage per second there. Does not even have his Eternal Shroud yet, which is funny. He's not going Eternal Shroud, at least not yet. He's going for BKB at the moment. But he's gonna get gone on by 5 here. Well, Undying's gonna get gone on by 5 here. Pudge tries to go for the save hook. Bliss walks the wrong way for that.
Tank the gank.
I mean, this kind of gets back to the issue presented at the start of the game. Like the damage gap in the last game was bad, they had like theoretical ways to close the damage gap in this game. This game, it is so oppressive, and it just feels like it's going to be so hard for Thugwood to deal with here. Speaking of Thugwood, the man himself, juke to the exact perfect spot there. That exact little nook of the tree stops him from being turned into mush.
Very nice. London Daedalus.
I mean, hey, on the upside, PL is basically as strong as he's ever going to be. You know, that's good. Except that's not true because he's about to pick up Bloodthorn, but you know, that's not that big of a spike. You know.
I mean, he also has a Wraith Band to replace. He's not really anywhere close to as strong as he's gonna get.
Mere coin.
And Scotty's super deadly in this game too.
He's decided he doesn't want Scotty. He's going for Octarine instead.
NVM, bro. Will we put it in after Scotty?
He's gonna sell for that. Boots.
Treads, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Kind of hurts losing even the small amount of mobility. I think this game they got so much disengage. I guess if you're just gonna be walking uphill, then that doesn't mean much. But they're gonna be moonlighting in after the PL here, and they're gonna be finding a Pudge Hook. Why'd London throw him back?
What can you do? He killed him, or he killed Roxy anyway. This is gonna be a pretty easy uphill.
Bliss drops the tombstone there just to add some punch to it. They're gonna get the Pit Lord.
He is dead.
Well, 35% more damage on PL now.
Radiant's middle tower is
They do have the opportunity to buy back on him. Yep, they are gonna exercise that. PL in such an awkward spot, they actually have to use Hook to get him out. Jackie Chan trying to eat people in the back line, but they lose some Jumpman again.
He tried to kill Undying, but Undying just out-healed him.
Yep, that's dieback on Jumpman, which means that 35% damage is not going anywhere.
what?
It's like they will just end the game.
It's a really good literal. Very
Oh, the
late
PKB.
PKB. It was going to be enough to save the fat man's life.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright.
He's out by
it's
Undying.
good.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
No glyphs left. Well, I mean, there is a
Champions.
glyph, but... Jumpman calls the G's. Jackie Chan turns to mush. Actually buys back. And that's it. With that, we have a winner for season 14.
The team that everyone expected to win.
Yep. If only Bean 10 hadn't run her as a mid. All right. Well, let's give the rundown here. It's gonna be hard to run down Thugwood because Thugwood. Oh, actually, before we do, just one more time, just for anybody who's popping in the last second here to join on with us. Magician Tournament number 3. Sign-ups go live December 17th. Tournament starts January 6th. Gonna run first half of that month. $5 entry, $3 of that 5 is going to go to Somalia. You know, famine out there right now. Government is not really equipped in any capacity to deal with that. It's gonna be going to hungry kids. So if you wanna play some Dota, give to something good. Mage 3. See you there. Thugwood. It's gonna be kind of hard to run down Thugwood because I think the team changed so fundamentally on the switch out of Void to Jackie Chen. Not Jackie Chen, the change from Void to Jumpman. It was it's like a very night and day team. So I don't think I really can. I'm just gonna go with all the people who didn't change. Are you ready? Hollywood, work on the pool. Still too easy to sideline. Mirana's not great right now, so at least doesn't feel great. So it feels like you know, like put some hours into like the Shadow Demon, put some hours into like the Clockwork. You know, find where you have some upside, lean into it. Just like you don't need to get a million guys. I promise you don't need to get a million. Like 1 or 2 more, just to the point where it doesn't feel like you can get completely eliminated in first phase. Things are going to be good for you. Roxy Row, the other guy who stayed in his spot. I think the big thing for Roxy this season is maybe it's about the strengths. I think Roxy's pool is big enough, at least as big as it should probably be for his MMR, for what he's expected to do in his range. I think the thing with Roxy Roro is like the strategy, how he executes the heroes. With his main heroes, like his big 3, you never see like a kind of botched Roxy Roro execution. But I think when you step off of the Phoenix, Snapfire, Rubik triad, then I do think you see some cracks sometimes. Like in the AA in Game 1, like really just did not feel like it was having much of an impact. Some awesome Lich ults in this game, and very good opening as well. So, you know, maybe Lich something you could lean on as well. But I think the execution is good. Just finding where to go when you're talking about 5 guys having consistent games. And I do gotta say, I understand why to a degree, because, you know, there was a massive dynamic change on Thugwood. You know, the Thugwood that is in this game is pretty much nothing like the Thugwood that was in Week 1, in any real capacity. So I understand why there's a bit of a hiccup there, but I think finding the execution factor, especially on like the B team, is probably Roxy Roro's best interest in the future. DeBush! If you're going to stay mid, it's the pool. The pool is what's killing it here. Like, it feels like... And if I was going to say something about Jumpman, I'd also say this. Right now, it feels like half of the DeBush interview... No, probably not. Not this season. It feels like half of the DeBush lineup is, like, just... Like, in the 45% club. It's just... not in the greatest of spots at the moment. So to that end, you know, it did like it does feel like old DeBush does lose some MMR when he's off his absolute most comfort. Not as bad as some people. Like we saw the OD here, I thought the OD did really well. I mean, it was a balls OD game, don't get me wrong, but for what he could be potentially expected to do, I thought he did a pretty good job of it, right? But I mean, if we're gonna stay mid, I think at least having one more like super mainstay mid in more of a regular rotation, like pick up like a Void Spirit and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. I hate to go back to the pool again. And again, like I said, if I was gonna say anything about Jumpman, it is like, you know, if you look at Jumpman's records, it's like hero with a global 45% win rate, hero with a 45% win rate, hero with a 45% win rate, hero with a 40. You know what I mean? Lots of guys who are in the trash can right now. And it does kind of suck for a lot of 3s right now, don't get me wrong. You know, the paradigm has shifted around a lot. And so there's like a lot of guys who are just traditional mainstays are kind of out of work at the moment. The Underlord here is a good pick. I think even in a case where Underlord is bad, he's like Earthshaker. It's like Underlord never rusts. There's always going to be a time where Underlord is going to be good, no matter what they do to him. So, you know, that's a good pick. I think laning it, like finding some guys who you can weather the storm when you're down is not bad. Jackie Chen, strategy. Strategy is the big thing to look for right now. Feels like as a pause 3 or as a pause 1, in both cases the weakness has been the strategy. The laning is very good. Laning for Jackie Chin, very good. He can clearly pull out a very strong lane phase. But, in game 1 we saw an overcommitment to try and go for pushes rather than try to go for farming. It really just did not feel great for him. Game 2, it just really didn't feel like he had a chance. He had a very good early game, but the hero he ended up on just did not feel like it was of any value in the long run. And so everything kind of ended predictably, unfortunately, for this lineup as a result. Which is very sad. That's season 14. What'd you think, Randy?
Yeah, it was great. The whole playoffs were just stumps.
Yeah, there were 2 competitive matches on the entire bracket. That was great. And yeah, that's part of why we're not doing the interview this season. Sorry to disappoint the folks at home, and also because I wanted to get that nice little plug in, that one last plug. All right, well, as far as the rest of the Week 6 games, Week 7 games, the rest of the bracket, they might be up, they might not. I'm legitimately going to see how much popular demand there is. I'd really like to get the whole of the season in, but I mean, I gotta be honest with you. This season kind of burned me out. Like, this one was a little hard to watch, guys, and unfortunately not having Randy there made the difference. So, if you want me to record the rest of these games, send angry hate mail to Randy. There we go. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It is in-house season. We're going to be running wild on that. Look for the All-Star game probably next week as well. But the in-house game, going to be running wild on that. Queues are going to be popping in everywhere, and you never know when Season 15 signups are going to open. So, ld2l.gg. I'm Anani What 200. I've been casting with you this whole goddamn season. We got Randy, the Doctor of Dota.
Yes. Goodbye.
And we are seeing you around. See you next season, and if we don't see you next season, then see you whenever.